Welcome back to the Performance Mindset Show. I'm your host, Amy Calandrino, commercial real estate advisor, investor, and author. Each week I speak with inspiring leaders and entrepreneurs about habits, decisions, and strategies that fuel growth and lasting success. If you're ready to think bigger, build smarter, and strengthen your performance mindset, you're in the right place. Today I have with me Sarah Grafton. Welcome.
So excited. Thank you. I'm excited to be back.
I know. Okay. So you're co-founder of Grafton Wealth Advisors. It's a leading independent financial advisory firm grounded in family values and client service, and visionary behind Winter Park Fashion Week, co-founder of the Park Avenue District, champion local business and community excellence. You're one
I don't know
of
where
the,
you got this.
I don't know. I did it. You know.
Very good.
And then you're one of Winter Park. Well, I just did a recommendation letter too
Oh,
for you.
yes,
So
thank you,
I know
thank
all the
you.
things.
Yeah.
And you're one of Winter Park's most inspiring leaders, blending business, philanthropy, creativity, and heart into everything you do.
I love that.
I love that. Yeah.
Thank you.
So we've been friends now for 10 years.
Yes.
When I first moved my business and my home to Winter Park, you're one of the people that helped me to connect to everything.
I have vivid memories of you coming in to some chamber events and Leadership Winter Park and being like, oh, she is definitely a ton of energy and she is going to shake things up and get things done. And at the time when I went through Leadership Winter Park, I was 22. I was really young and I felt out of place in that room a little bit. And so when you came in, I felt like you were younger and full of energy and new ideas. And I was like, oh, I'm excited.
Yeah, I was just barely in my 30s and in this new phase of my journey. I mean, my journey is I worked with my husband in law for 10 years until 2013. And then I started commercial real estate in 2010 and it kind of overlapped. But 2015 was pivotal when I went all right, I'm going to do full-time commercial real estate. I'm not going to really do all the other stuff anymore. And I was like, okay, I want to join the chamber. Actually, I remember the other day I had coffee with Erica Spence.
I love Erica Spence.
And she taught me, she says, ABC, always buy chamber.
Oh, yeah.
And that was okay, I want to know everybody who's in the Winter Park Chamber. I want to know what they do. I want to have my CI glasses. I want to get my teeth cleaned by Dr. Burns. I want to do all the things.
I do feel that way about organizations I'm a part of. I really want to support the other people in the organization. And at the time, the chamber for me was a home away from home office, kind of I'd walk in, I'd see Erica Spence. I love Deborah Hendrickson. Megan, do you remember Megan?
Yeah, Megan Amalfi.
Yeah, I just felt comfortable with all of them. I would just go sit in their offices and be like, what are we working on today? So I love doing that. And I spent over 10 years volunteering at the chamber. And then, and it kind of introduced me to other places in the city that I really wanted to get involved.
Yeah.
And I really had a heart for nonprofit. So this past 10 years, it's sad to say that I've been working in business development for almost 20 years. It's been 18 years. But for these last 8 years, I've really focused more in the nonprofit space of giving back.
Yeah, you've been great. You got me involved with Easter seals and
that was a fun one.
I've met so many great people. I find by doing good in the neighborhood is what I like to call it. When you do good in the neighborhood, you meet like-minded people and that are successful and they're making time.
Yeah.
But then it's just, it's so good.
I think it's hard for some people to understand, but being a servant leader is really altruistically going out there and doing good in the community and giving back. But I'm a big person of faith, and I just feel it tenfold gives back to you. Maybe then, I was giving more than I was getting back in business, but now I have some of those organizations calling to say, will you be our financial advisor? Or I have some of those organizations referring people to us, and it just, I never expected it, and I didn't need it back, but it's coming back, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just doing the right thing and the best thing. And again, altruistically, not expecting anything in return, but then it comes back tenfold. But I remember I wasn't even beyond commercial. I still had another name at that time. And I remember coming in and you just kind of took me under the wing. And before you were president of Alumni Council at that point. And then, I don't know, within 5 years I was president.
Yes, I think I was class of 19. So what were
I was class 26.
Class 26.
I was the last full class with Deborah Hendrickson. And so anyone listening, because not everybody's like local listeners.
Yes.
Deborah Hendrickson was a longtime leader of Leadership Winter Park. And actually I saw her at the Christmas parade and she's like, "Hey, Amy," and snapped a picture of me and my kids. And I mean, that's just so rewarding too.
I'm trying to get her involved with Winter Park Fashion Week because we're doing like a host committee this year, and it's for women who just, I feel, give back to the community and love, supporting local. But we'll do like one or two small things. It's not a huge commitment, but I felt like she was a visionary for Park Avenue Fashion Week.
Right.
And that template really helped me create Winter Park Fashion Week.
Yes.
So I wanted her to be a part of it. So we'll see.
Yeah. But Winter Park's incredible. For listeners who are meeting you for the first time, how would you describe what you do and what drives your work?
Sure. So I work for a family business. We're wealth managers. We bought the business, my brothers and I, from my father about 5 years ago, maybe 6 now. He has been a financial advisor for 54 years. So I grew up watching my dad work from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. He, was a client first guy. He really grew relationships with these people. I remember him going to like clients' kids' graduations and being like, "Why are you doing that?" I didn't understand then, but he just truly cared about these people, and he was their financial advisor, but they came to him for every financial decision they made along the way, where they were sending their kids to college, if they were moving, a new car, all those different things. So you really get to know someone. And I think we just all really respected him. And he never imagined that all 3 of us would want to be part of the business. And to be fair, there's actually 4 of us. I have an older sister who's 10 years older than I am, and she worked with my dad for 10 years. And
wow.
So she even wanted to be part of the business. And when her husband got a promotion and moved to Tampa, so she left the business. But so we are a client first, family first business. We have about 350 families that we serve, unlike other financial advisors who might have 1,000 or 2,000. We don't want to be that type of advisor.
Right.
When you call in, like, we want to know who it is by your voice. We are high service, so we could not serve without extreme growth, 1,000 clients, the way we would want to. So we're quality over quantity.
Yeah. Yes.
And we have a heart for the community. We love giving back. We're super hyper local. Dex lives, my youngest brother lives in College Park. Will lives in Winter Park. I live in Mayland. And we grew up here. I went to Lake Highland. Will went to Winter Park. And Dex went to Orangewood. So we are
got it all covered.
Yes. But, I have the easy job. I'm business development and client acquisition. So I'm out of the office 90% of the time. I have a great team behind me, and it's easy to sell because my one brother is a financial planner and he is extremely good at what he does. And then the other one is a financial analyst, which is just like, both of them are so smart and they're so committed to finding the right products and solutions for our clients. And I get to sell that rather than trying to, sell myself doing the financial advising or the analyst side. And we're all financial advisors, but, they're who I trust and who serve the client. So it's just worked out really well. We focused on our strengths. Each of us had certain strengths, and we put those pegs in the right holes, I think, and it served us really well.
Well, anyone I've sent your way, I've heard just great things. And I think you can be analytical and like at the top of your profession, but then also like have warmth.
Oh, yeah.
Because I deal with some brokers on day in and day basis, and some of them are very like caustic. Is that the right word? Or just very like
kind of cold,
yes. And they can be very confrontational, and it's got to be like all these egos. And like I even just find in what I do, and I feel like you guys are very synergistic in that too. Is that you can be very professional, you can deliver these really great like solutions, but you could be super personable and warm. But firm when you need to be.
Yeah, so we were with Merrill, Bank of America for 17 years. That's most of my career. And we truly did love it. It was a good spot for us. But when it became more about, becoming more of a bank than a wealth management firm, we knew that we needed to move away. And so we decided to go independent because we wanted to focus on wealth management. And I think that was the best decision we've ever made.
Oh, yeah. It's coming up on 2 years.
Yes. And
was it March 15th, 2024?
It was the 19th.
Oh, 19th. That's it.
But I think you're the closest anybody else has ever been, because you can't tell anyone when you're leaving in our industry. No. And so it's kind of a surprise to our clients as well. And what was the most rewarding was having our clients come with us, because they don't know, and you have to explain to them why you're moving and why it's good for the client.
Oh, yeah.
And why we felt it was best for the client. And so to have them come with us, it's not easy per se. You have to fill out paperwork and you have to sign, and we make it as easy as possible.
Right.
But it did take a commitment on their part to move. So it was really rewarding, and we're really grateful that such a high percentage of our clients.
Well, I think you also, just because you're independent now, you have the freedom to grow and serve your clients in the way that you feel like it is best.
Yeah. I would say the biggest difference is we're not under that umbrella anymore. So we have access to all different products and services that really serve the client. Where we could only go to one bank before, now we could go to 7 banks and get you the best rate.
Yeah.
So that is one big difference. The second difference is when you enjoy coming to work, you work so much better.
Yeah.
And we took our team, which was more than just the family, and we moved them to a place where we could build the culture.
Yeah.
So we let everyone design their own office. We gave them a budget. But when you go in there, if you've ever met Percy, Percy's office looks like a beach. Everything about it, there's beach pictures on the wall. Everything's very beachy, and it makes him more relaxed at work, and he enjoys his space, and he serves our clients well, and everybody who walks through our doors, I feel like, is in a great mood in the morning. That's so cool.
Yeah.
And when you do work in a more brokerage office that's more cold and sterile, like you're kind of talking about, it's like going to the doctors.
Yeah.
And, you don't want to talk about your money sometimes, and you're going to the doctors and you're checking in, and the walls are all the same color and the carpet's all the same color. That feeling, we didn't want that feeling. So we want you to feel comfortable. We want you to kind of feel like you're going to almost like a wealth management spa. You're coming in and you're comfortable, and it is inviting and warm.
Yeah. So. Well, and I have to say, I love your location.
Oh, yes. We got the best location. That's a story that's a kind of a long story.
That's a whole podcast for another day. But I guess that would probably have been the hardest part of your whole transition, though, is that you had someone who didn't know Winter Park. And specifically, Winter Park, for those that aren't in Winter Park, is a submarket of Orlando. It's north of Orlando. There's a 3% vacancy rate for office. So it's a bit of musical chairs. Mm-hmm. And if you don't have a space that's quite ready, or you don't know the brokers, and there's a friction to getting business done in Winter Park, because it's a really who knows who people. When you were going down this road and you were like, Amy, do you know of anything? I can't say anything.
Yes. So at the end of the day, we had to have Amy sign an NDA because the company umbrella that we were moving to basically said to us, we're going to give you a real estate agent from where we are to come search for you. And I was like, that's not going to work. I was like, they don't know Winter Park. They don't know.
But you tried it.
Yeah. And we did. We let them. And after the first meeting, they were such great people, but they had, I think they said to me, I think I've been here to get my nails done once. And I was like, oh, well, I need you to know how much each corner is, going for, and the landlords and the streets. And it is hard to find space. And we were on Park Avenue, and we thought maybe we wanted to stay on Park Avenue or nearby. And the space that we got ended up being perfect for us because our clients love the parking. We're close enough to the avenue in downtown. If we want to take them there for lunch, we can. But I will say we really love our Orange Avenue corridor too. We love taking them to, I go to Foxtail every morning. Yeah. Little plug for Foxtail.
I don't know if I told you this. I'm actually the first official customer of Foxtail, and they're over 100 locations.
In their Winter Park location?
Yeah, they opened, and they just celebrated 9 years. It was I don't want to say because I'm going to look like Rain Man because I know all my dates. But no, I went there before the OUC was their first opening weekend in 2016. Nice. I was running and I went and had like an espresso, and they're like, you're like the first person. They're still setting up. Yeah. It was like their first like official day after the soft opening. And then, but I was neighbors with the owners and Alex and Katie, and they're great. So I love them, and I'm so proud of their growth. I mean, that's so crazy. So.
Yes, I've heard a lot about them, and I think I have yet to meet them, but I've met a lot of their team.
Oh, you should meet them. They're fun.
I think they have over 110 locations.
It might be up to 110 now,
or something. Yeah. And so, I'm really proud of it. I love local. Like, I love supporting local. That is the basis behind why the district was started. Like,
oh yeah, let's get into the Park Avenue district, because I think what the park. So Winter Park has the Park Avenue street, and it's like the lifeblood. It starts at like Rollins College and like goes north up towards the golf course and has all these different like shops, and it's beautiful, and it's its own area. And throughout the nation there's all these different these different districts, and so you kind of had the idea to do this district. Talk about that.
Yes. So 2019 we had about 6 or 7 small businesses around the table at Barney's. I had like kind of handpicked each of them and gone to them and said, hey, I think we should start something to represent this historic district we have downtown. The city had gone through this big process to get like a historic designation for downtown. They already had the map. Mm-hmm. No one had done anything with it other than, it was a territory. And I went to the mayor at the time, who was Leary, and I will never forget his words, because I was really wondering if I should do this or not. And he was like, I think there's room for this. And I was like, okay. So then I went to talk to all the other commissioners, and they were on board. I went to talk to the chamber. I was like, listen, I'm going to try to start this thing. It's called, it's called the district, and I see them popping up everywhere. Like, there are 11 at the time. There were 11 downtown Orlando.
Oh, yeah.
And
Milk District and all these different districts, and they all have their own personalities, but then also connectivity between the businesses.
Yes. And I was friends with Zach, who was running the Milk District at the time, and I sat down with him and I was like, how do I do this? And he was like, the first thing you should do is go to Main Street, Florida, take a look at the program, and then build your district around that, because it'll be easier when you want to become a Main Street. So I was like, okay. So we even built our committees off of what a Main Street district would have. Oh. So we kind of went a little backward, but it was good because it helped us once we became a Main Street. 2020 hit, and COVID, all the small businesses were struggling, and I just
weren't there something like 12 or 13 shops that kind of flipped over during that time? It was a lot.
Yes, and what I'm really proud of is at the time we probably had 50 to 60 small businesses that were a member by then. We didn't lose any of them. We supported all of them. All of them stayed open.
Oh, wow.
We helped some of them. I was at a bank at the time helping them get PPP loans from other banks. I was like, we changed from what we thought the district would be doing events and marketing and helping these small businesses along the avenue, to really just trying to help them survive. I served on a committee with the chamber and the city, and we came up with the spaces that people could park and pick up their food, or so it was an interesting time. And then that next year we applied to be an official Main Street of Florida, and I had COVID the day I was supposed to present to Tallahassee, and I remember calling in via Zoom and being like, I am so sorry, I have COVID and a fever of 102. I hope this presentation makes sense. But we got through. And I think we got a score of an 87 or something. It had to be above a 70 to become a Main Street. We were one of only 2 that got through, which was awesome. And we became an official Main Street, and the rest is kind of history. We've been slowly building over the last few years.
Was there a certification process and all that you had to go through?
Yeah. 2-year apprentice program. And we had to hire our first executive director. We had all these different requirements of us. And it is not easy, but also it has been beneficial to the small businesses. There's opportunities now to get grants to help them. And the city is, sometimes I think cities get a bad rap that they're hard to work with. But the city of Winter Park really does go out of its way to help small business. And I serve on the Economic Development Advisory Board, and we have things like facade grants where if you're spending $5,000 to fix your awning, they'll match that $5,000.
Yeah.
So I just love seeing small businesses thrive. And now what I love is we are a small business. Before we were at one of the biggest companies in the world.
Yes.
And I could understand small business, but now I'm living it every day.
Yes.
So I'm loving it, and I'm loving being part of the district, and I'm so thankful to you, because whenever I call Amy, I'm like, so I have this thing. Would you like to be a part of it? I feel like now I hold myself back from asking you to be parts of things because I ask you for everything. But because you are an energetic
but
worker,
I do want to next year, like, be part of like a committee again or something like that. Maybe not like an elected, not elected, what do you call it? Officer.
Officers. Yes.
So, well, because I have my own, I've been so inspired by what you did. Like I want to do our family's foundation next year and bring back the Aspiring Entrepreneurs program. And
I think you can only do what you can do, right? Like, we have families, we have businesses, like, you have to know your limits, but also it's not even your limits really, it's your priorities. Like, what things do you want to invest in this year or next year? But I'm so thankful for when you said yes to Easter Seals. You've helped with Fashion Week before, you've helped with the chamber. If I asked you for something for Leadership Winter Park back then, you would always do it. So I feel like you're always on board to help.
Well, and I've met so many people, we're sitting right here in the house right now, and Sheila Wyatt, who was also on the podcast, and she was wonderful. She moved us all in, and we lived at Disney for 3 days as she took all the stuff out of one house and then put it into another house. And everybody thought that was crazy that I did that.
No, she's
and
phenomenal.
Then she just knows how to and then we come home from Disney World after being there for 3 days, and her house is all set up.
Yes. What she does is like a concierge service for moving, and it's amazing. And I think she is like almost a Winter Park secret, because so many people have used her, but nobody knows.
But she's flown out of town to Maine and all kinds of places. Yes. But I guess that's kind of back to, you talked about you and your family business, and each person has their gifts. That's her gift.
Yeah.
It's her gift.
I know. I keep teasing her because I was like, I don't even want to show you my garage.
No, I don't want to show you.
If I show you my garage, she's like, I will come over and I will whip that into shape in one day. And I'm like, I don't know.
So, how many years now for Winter Park Fashion Week? And talk about that. Because I wanted to have you on the show because, I got the invite for the tickets. Is it the 27th of February?
21st.
21st, that's right.
So yeah. 5th year, which we're kind of celebrating. We made it to 5 years. It's not easy starting a new, I guess you'll call it a nonprofit event. We started it to help small businesses. Didn't know that it would be so successful. In the first year, we sold out, and we made an additional, because we're not going to, it's a foundation. We do it through our Grafton Family Foundation.
Right.
And we were trying to help the small businesses, but we didn't have intentions of raising additional funds. But we sold out, so we raised about $10,000. So we gave that $10,000 to Advent Health at the time. And then the next year, we knew that we'd probably need to partner with a nonprofit so that we could give the additional funds back. And so each year, we've chosen a different nonprofit to support. We've done Touched by Type 1 Diabetes, who I love. Elizabeth's amazing, if you haven't heard of that organization. We've done One Heart in Orlando. That's for women and children. And then this year, I don't think anybody actually knows this yet, we chose Runway to Hope.
That'd be great.
Yes. So we feel like I love that charity. I've served on the board.
Yeah, and so those aren't in Orlando. Runway to Hope was founded by Josie and Mark Najame, right? Mm-hmm. And it helps pediatric cancer?
Yes. So when I first came on the board, it was really to supplement families who are going through a child with either a terminal illness or cancer, and paying for the things that weren't covered. You need to go to treatments, but how do you get there if you don't have enough gas money? How do you get there if all these treatments are costing you so much money? How do you pay for your mortgage that month? So it was more about helping the families be able to get through these these hard times. And now, it's grown so much, they actually partner with Advent Health, Orlando Health, and Nemours, and they are funding different needs from the hospitals so that children can get treatment right here in Central Florida. So they won't fund something that one of those 3 hospitals already has, but they'll fund something new.
Yeah.
So we're really excited to have them as partner. We are in our 5th year. We're doing a few new things. One new thing is we have what we're calling a heart society, which is basically a host committee.
Yes.
And this host committee is, people who love fashion, love fun, like love events like these, but also love giving back. And they want to be part of the event. I've had so many people say, like, I'd love to get involved with Fashion Week, but I don't know how. And I truly didn't know how to make that happen either, because, Kyle and I run the event side, and then we have the nonprofit running the nonprofit side. Full Sail does all the production.
Wow.
So it's really like an easy template to remake each year. But what could we delegate to a committee? Well, so now we're like, hey, help us get the word out about the charity we're serving. Help us sell tickets. Help us find new sponsors. Like, we love supporting our small business sponsors and our big business sponsors. So it's been really, really fun. And I love it. And I don't know how I fell into it, because I don't claim to be the most fashionable person. I always had the Park Avenue stores and people helping me pick out outfits and things. But I like the business side of it, and I love helping people and serving the community. So it's been really fun.
Well, I think it's a testament to growth of an organization when you're able to like bring in other people. Like, even though you have it on lockdown and you feel like you should do it, should you really do it? Yeah. Like, versus like bringing in other people, and then they maybe have some fresh ideas, and then you can innovate more, versus just kind of doing it in isolation.
Yeah, I've always been a person who's open to new ideas and fresh ideas, and I love when a committee or a board is full of like yes and no people. Like, I don't want people who are all like-minded to sit around a table, because where are we going to go from there? I want people who have different ideas and different thoughts, and will actually tell us. Like, nobody really likes to share like, oh, here's what you could have done better. But I would love to know what we could do better, because I want it to improve. So I'm not afraid of hearing no. I'm not afraid of hearing like, oh, this wasn't great this year, let's try this. I'm open to like making it better every year. So I want to know that stuff.
I love the space though that you have it at.
Oh my gosh.
It's so cool.
I know. I love seeing you there. When I see people there, I am in a blur. Like, I am in a like, running the event. And that's one thing hopefully that'll change this year.
Yeah.
Because we have more people working on it. But I am like, I feel like I'm running around saying hi to everyone, and then trying to remember at midnight, like, who did I see and who did I talk to, and what did everything go okay? But Full Sail is amazing. They do all the production, all the lighting, they do the runway. Like, they truly are a huge partner. I don't think we could do it without them. I loved when Park Avenue Fashion Week had their show in the park for a few years. It was incredible. It was probably $150,000 tent. I was on the committee then and served, so I learned a lot about it. But this way we can give more money back to the charity. Yeah. Like, this way we can serve the small businesses more. It's not cheap to pay for hair and makeup for all the models, for the food, for the event. Serving 500 people is expensive.
Oh yeah.
The chairs, the runway, and we do pay for like extra lighting and photography and all those things, because we want to support the models. We want to support the small businesses.
Right.
We want the small businesses to have video and photos to use on their social media. So it's not an inexpensive event, and we want to do it the right way, because at the core, it's for the businesses that are on the runway. But it's like the cherry on top to get to give to a nonprofit.
Oh, it is. That's incredible that you guys, and you've been able to build it to that. Yeah. And then I like that you're going to do a different charity each year. And I think that's wonderful. So when you think about the long-term vision for the Grafton Family Foundation, and obviously it has the Fashion Week under it, do you see other initiatives later on potentially?
I really think it's more of a giving arm.
For your family.
Yeah. Originally, we created it for Fashion Week. We didn't really intend for it. We were already giving from Grafton Wealth Advisors. Yeah. We do a lot of like galas, nonprofit events. Yeah. We support, I want to say, like over 25 charities a year. And it doesn't matter whether it's a bowling event or all these different types of small events. Schools, we really like helping the schools. But We were already giving, and we didn't really need the foundation to make it happen. But when we needed to have an entity to do an event under,
Yes.
We thought, all right, if we're raising money for a nonprofit, we really need to create a nonprofit to raise money. And so it started that way, but as we grow and as we give, I think any funds we would probably give to, the local community through the Grafton Family Foundation. So it's a little bit of both. We give from the advisor side, but we also will probably give from the foundation side.
Well, I think if you own a small business and you're passionate about like giving back, and also you want to maybe have a program, like my husband's law firm had a program called Aspiring Entrepreneurs, and we did that for a few years. The last year we did it was 2018. But like one company donated a bus to take the kids to all the local area businesses, but then we weren't able to like give them like a tax receipt or anything. And then, another person did this and another person did that. And so I thought, like, after, I had my kids back to back and I had a lot going on, we had COVID and all that. And so I said to myself, like 2023, when I was like going to bring it back, I was like, we need to really just like have a separate like entity to do it. I think it makes it cleaner. And then it also provides like a family business with a lot of flexibility, like to move forward, and then also provides another giving arm. And
And to be honest, like my mom loves giving back. Will's wife, Kyle, loves giving back. Jason obviously loves giving back.
Yeah.
So to include them in some of it has been really rewarding and nice, because as much as they would like to say they're part of the family business, they don't work at Grafton Wealth Advisors. So my mom likes to think she runs the place. But I keep Tootsie Rolls in my office just for her, for anybody who wants to stop by and grab a Tootsie Roll. But no, so it's been nice to make it a family thing. And my kids get really involved. I've always wanted to teach them about giving back. So anything that I do in the community, I try to bring my kids if I can bring my kids. If it's appropriate to bring my kids. I've done when I was on the board for Children's Home Society, I remember, and I'll tell a really quick story, but
I would love to hear it.
I remember going to Tijuana Flats one night with Ryder and Bobby, and that day I had been to the Children's Home Society event, and they said that, I think it was for low-income families, there's like one book for every 7 children, but in families like ours, like when I was talking to the boys and others that live near us, there's 7 books for every child. So it was like very, backwards. And it really like hit me hard at the lunch, and I was like sharing about my day with the boys. It was just the 3 of us at a table. Joey wasn't born yet, and I think they were 4 and 6. And I said, they were complaining about their homework. And I said, today I learned that a lot of kids don't even have one book. And we look at our house, we have 20 books, 30 books, in each of your rooms. And Bobby was so cute. He's 4. He's like, well, why can't we give them our books? And I was like, I guess we could give them our books. And so I wanted him to see that his idea could have legs and make something. So I went home and said, why don't we start a book drive? We'll ask your friends at All Saints. We'll ask Ryder's friends at St. Margaret Mary to donate to the Children's Home Society, so that each of these kids, because the kids in the system, like giving them a book is giving them ownership over something they can take from place to place if they're moving around. So I just remember thinking, like, if we donate them to Children's Home Society, they'll really appreciate them. These kids will really appreciate them. So we did, and we collected over I think it was 700 books. We thought it was going to be 30 bucks. And people were dropping them off on our doorstep. We would come home to boxes of books at the front door. People really wanted to give back. So it was really, really special to be able to do something for one of the boards I was serving, but with my children, and it be their idea. And I remember they called it the ABC book drive. And it was already been cared for, or already been, it was really cute. It was just they made it their own, and they got to make a little logo for it, and so it was very cool to do with them.
Well, I think it's a testament to your leadership as a parent, because I do think of a household kind of almost like its own entity and its own, business, and how you run things and how you show up for your children, that they, even when you had this conversation at 4 and 6 years old, that they connected the dots.
Yeah, it was awesome. Now they're 17 and 15, right, or Bobby?
Gosh.
And Joey is 8. So, it's not as easy to get a teenager to join along with a family event sometimes, but they do, and they love it. They just walked in the parade with the district. I don't know if you saw, but
Yes.
I was super excited that my 17-year-old was on
I think
board.
it's my first time, like, not in the parade, and I had an invite, but, like, I never, like, sit with my kids for, like, the parade.
I remember seeing a few people along the way and being like, why aren't you walking with me? Why aren't you in here?
Why am I not here?
Yeah.
I've actually, like, led the parade
Yes,
before
me too.
and
Yes.
everything. It's like,
Oh.
and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna like chill. So
Yes.
I'm gonna chill
No,
this year.
some
So.
years you need that.
So a lot of the founding members have like still been around, but like, what does the Park Avenue District like look like now going into 2026?
Yeah.
And you have a new executive director. You got
Yes.
a lot of new things. What can we expect from the district next year?
So I'm very excited because we have over 150 business members. So I think we came from 6 to 150. We have over 150 resident members. So that's cool. That's a new
That's Club
program.
1882.
Yes, that's
Yep.
like within the last 2 years. And those are residents who basically are saying like we support Park Avenue District and the downtown, and we shop there and we dine there. But also, like, don't get me wrong, we also give them some fun perks. Like, if you're a member of Club 1882 and you're a resident of Winter Park, that's how you join. It's $250. But if you forget to make a reservation, say it's like close to Valentine's Day, and you're a member of Club 1882, you can call Prado and you will get a reservation without having made a reservation. You go straight to the top of the list. So there are like fun little like.
And isn't there like hidden menu items?
Yes, there's some. If you go to Boca, they have a whiskey that's only for Club 1882 members. You just have to show like your Club 1882 card.
Yeah.
Or they also have a list of who our members are. And sometimes when you go along the avenue.
Yeah, so don't try to go. And,
yeah, you have to
I
have
want that whiskey, and they'd be like, "Where's your
card?"
membership?"
Yes, they might kill me for telling. No, they would be happy. But
well, you might get some more Club 1882 members.
Club 1882 members. But anywhere you go along the avenue, there's sometimes stores that give backs and things. But I would say going forward into 2026, we're really honing in on the basics, like serving our members, giving them value, joint marketing efforts. We want to work with the city on marketing the downtown, and then also events. Like we do these events monthly, and like Light Up Winter Park was amazing.
Yes.
And I don't think a lot of people understand because there are many entities in Winter Park. There is the city of Winter Park. There is the chamber. There's the history museum. There's the Park Avenue District. So we came on board with the city last year, not to take over Holiday completely, but to help them with a whole revamped like downtown decor. So we don't do an event, but we do the Cathedral of Lights. If you've seen that, there's a new carousel outside the city hall. We do that. We raise money for the lights in the trees along the avenue and the wreaths and the new bows. Like those are all things that we raised private money for and public money from the city of Winter Park, and were able to put into place last year. And then this year we did it as well.
So now that you've done this a couple years, do you see the businesses are seeing like a positive impact from the additional visitors coming to see these things?
I think so. So there's over 3 million people a year that walk down Park Avenue.
Okay.
And with Placer AI, the city of Winter Park can really navigate like, okay, how long are they on Park Avenue? And are they going to a restaurant and retail? Or are they just stopping in?
Right.
So we're getting really good feedback, but the fact that we've grown to 3 million people is amazing. And we can see spikes, like we can see spikes during the Spring Art Festival. There's lots of partners in there and we're all working together, and we had some great sponsors this year. Advent Health came on board. I don't know if you've seen the really cute phone booth where you can call Santa.
Oh, I did not see that.
Yes, it's right near the Cathedral of Lights.
Okay.
And you can go in and leave a message for Santa and tell him what you want this year. And then the Hill family, they came on board to do the carousel, which is amazing.
Yes.
Everybody loves that. Joey was so excited because he got to be the first person to ride it. He was basically the guinea pig. I didn't tell him that.
Make sure it works.
They were setting it up.
You're going to be going to Advent Health.
They were setting it up, and he got to go on with like 2 or 3 other kids that got there right when it opened.
Yeah.
And so it was really fun.
Well, I think we talk a lot about Winter Park. We talk a lot about Central Florida, but I think the real underlying story of all of this is, though, like, if you see change that needs to be effectuated in the community, if you get around other people or you have an idea, try it.
Yes.
And you just don't know where it's going to lead. So like if you're in a city and you're in Boise, Idaho, or somewhere else, and you're like, man, like things could be better and there could be better resources for small businesses, or I see this need in the community, is don't just like sit there and like watch it. If you have the resources or the time or the talent, or maybe you have one talent and a friend has another talent, don't be afraid to go out there and get there, because the journey you've been on has been incredible.
And you can't be afraid of failing. Like, I think that's one thing I have learned. I was never afraid to ask for something, even if you see those memes that like, you're not going to be ready until you decide you're ready. Like, there's never going to be a time that you're ready for something. And I truly believe that, because at 22, I could have said like, oh, I don't belong in a room of executives with leadership in a park. Like, I'm not ready. But I filled out the application. I threw it out there. Maybe I get in, maybe I don't. I did the Political Leadership Institute in Orlando. They could have said no. And in fact, the first time they did say no to me, I was 21, I think. And the next year I applied again and I got in. So I've never been afraid of being turned down or a no, because I just keep moving forward. And I think that's what's holding people back. They're afraid that like, oh, it's not going to work out and someone's going to see it didn't work out.
You can't be too young or too old to change and try something new. I have a really cool friend who's 24 years old that's developing this giant hotel in Kansas City, and he's 24 years old. And like, I remember when I joined Rotary and Dr. Phillips, and I was maybe 23 years at the time, and they're like, one of the members said, "Aren't you a little young to be here?" And I'm like, no.
And you might get and I'm not saying that person was trying to be rude, but you might get rude comments. Deborah Hendrickson actually said to my face, she was like, "Sarah, when I saw your application, I wasn't going to let you in." But when at the end we ended up having one spot left, and I was like, okay, we'll let her in. I almost didn't get into Leadership Winter Park. And what I think is so funny is 4 years later, I was her president. So, she almost didn't let me in, but then, it ended up working out. So it is important that you try.
Just try,
and I have failed at things. I've failed at plenty of things, or I've done an event where I was like, oh, that didn't go so well. But you got to keep moving forward. You can't let it affect you, because the successful ones come when you keep trying, or you learn from the ones that weren't successful.
Exactly.
So,
see, you brought it all the way back to the performance mindset without me even getting there. But it is. I mean, I think trial and error in business, and if something's not serving you, not being afraid to change and do something new, and opening yourself up for new possibilities. And I'm really excited about 2026 for you and all the organizations you support and all of that. So
as I get older, and I am 40. As I get older, I do feel like your priorities shift a little bit.
Yes.
And now, I'm not going to miss my 17-year-old's basketball game. I don't care if there's an event for a board that I'm on that night, or I plan my work around my family. My priorities have changed, and I stick to them. Those are what is important to me right now. My kids are 17, 15, and 8, and my family comes first. My faith comes first. But you can do it. You can do all those things. You can be a working mom, and you can be successful in your career. You just have to have good time management. You have to have good people around you.
Yes.
I have good people around me at the office, but I also have my mom who lives close, who can help in a pinch with Joey, or get someone to school. We recently had a car in the shop, and I feel like my parents are Uber drivers. I'm like, all right, Ryder needs to practice drive, and Bobby needs to get back to school. And so I think it's really about the people around you. My husband, I could not do any of the things I'm doing if Jason wasn't so supportive. He came on board for Fashion Week as the treasurer, which he doesn't have any desire to be a part of a fashion event, although he loves it. He's been in events for 30 years and marketing for 30 years. But so having him support me in all that I do, and having him help as a household, I can't do all things. I have to know that I couldn't handle all of the household chores and work and own a business and have my
children. That's exactly why I say like a household is almost like a business, and it's like its own operation. And like my husband and I are the same too, where we also look at our schedules and we make sure that we had a very busy weekend just last weekend, and we knew it though, but each thing we were doing was very like important for us to do, and we just like we made it like all happen. But one thing I really admire about you is like I put faith, family, fitness, and like our finances like top of the board. And that was really a big thing with my change is I decided I didn't want to scale my company. I didn't have, siblings around me. I didn't have like the construct, and like at the end of the day, my kids are going to grow up, and I don't want to like look back at my life and be like, I missed it. Yeah. Like I missed it. And so I already like see just in these couple months how much more control I have over my life and my schedule, and actually how much more impact I'm having for my clients, and how much more impact I'm having for my kids.
Yeah. So, you got to pick and choose your battles, and like what's important to you, what's a priority. Yeah. Is it, you serving your clients really well, or is it, you trying to build a business because you think that's the right thing to do, but maybe you're going to build your business by doing exactly what you're doing right now. No, I'm always learning every day.
And I think I was really fortunate that I did this when I did do this, that I think, I think for me where I'm at, like Cushman is like way more I go in with my bright colors, and everybody like accepts me for me. And so I don't feel it's a great vibe, but it's really hard. Like you think to find that right fit. And when you have that right fit, it feels like home, and like so many things.
But now you love going to work every day.
I do love.
And that's going to make you perform better. Yeah.
And I also love that they just like, they know I'm like hanging out at my house for the podcast sometimes. So, although next year, like I told you, I'm working to renovate one of my buildings.
I'm very impressed with this, actually.
Cool. Sheila, actually, when she was setting up the house, she's like, this would be a great podcast space, but this is awesome.
I love it.
So is there anything else you want to chat about? Because we talked about Park Avenue District, we talked about the foundation, we talked about your business, we talked about all the things, your family, all those things. Is there anything else you want to chat about before I ask you some little rapid fire questions?
Oh no, I feel like we've talked about it all. I would just say, most importantly, you have to take care of yourself. Like, yes. I've learned that over the last 10 years. You do need to make a little time for you, and I know when I've hit my limit and I need to take a Friday and move meetings and just like have some downtime. Yes. And I know that I need to go do strength training twice a week in order to mentally feel good. So I would say that it's very important to take care of yourself, because you're only going to be able to take care of others if you're in a good space.
I 100% agree with that. I think one thing I do each week too is making sure like each day I have at least enough time to get to the gym and back. Yes. Or
I've seen you
or even just
I don't go to the RDV often, but when I do, what's it called now?
It's Genesis. I'm going to be going today. One of my small business clients is Rise Modern Wellness over on 1792. Okay. And they have over like 10 different modalities so if you want to take care of yourself, and you want to be in tip top shape, they do cryotherapy, they do PEMF, and I'm there at least once a week. Okay. And it's so hard for me because I'm so hard. So, okay, that's another thing. Like if you just challenge yourself to do hard things. Yes. I have trouble sitting still. Yes. Until I'm so overtired, and then I have to do exactly what you're saying. It's like I need to like just unplug. But like I'm trying to not do that anymore. So to make myself stop and turn my phones off. Yes, I have two. And then make myself like just sit in like they do these compression things for your legs, and they do the red light therapy. Oh yeah. So I can't do anything, and I just have to like lay there. And I'm like, no.
I am also the worst client of anything that makes you sit. So if I have to get my nails done, I will go 2 weeks with a broken nail, because I do not want to go sit and get my nails done. My hair, like I'm always brushing my hair, people. I don't like saying.
I haven't got my hair dyed in like 3 years because like I just want to get like in and out. Yes. But actually my hairdresser's my client, so we have a lot going on right now. We just got him under contract for another location.
Yeah, use it as a meeting.
So they're like, we had like a meeting and got my hair colored. Nice. But no, I understand, but I do think you do it. But so I make sure. So I'm going to cryo today. And then I'm going to go work out at 3 and then make sure I'm home by like 5 for dinner, like and all the things. And then I sometimes have to do a second shift at night for like work, like 8:30, make sure all my emails are set and then done for the day. So
I like it. See, you've already got it down.
I got it down. I'm trying. Try to work out a few times a week. So, all right. So I know it'd be hard to pick, but
I'm ready.
So you said you're not super fashionable, but what's one fashion essential you think every woman should own?
Oh my gosh, a little black dress.
Yeah.
You need it. Like I live in it.
And how come every time like I'm wearing black, you're wearing black? Although I wear a lot of colors.
Be on the same page.
We did not like even coordinate today. Okay, and I know it'd be hard to pick a favorite, but what's your go-to lunch or coffee spot near Park Avenue or on Park Avenue?
On Park Avenue?
Yeah.
Okay.
I know. We're gonna have like a 70% chance of finding you, probably.
Okay. Well, I am at Barney's often, because I feel like it's a good place for like a coffee meeting.
Yeah.
But I love Foxtail, which is right next to my office now,
Yes.
but not on Park Avenue. So I didn't know if that.
But it's near Park Avenue. Yeah.
And I would say they have my favorite. I drink tea. I don't drink coffee. So if they have my favorite chai tea. And then I love Prado.
Oh, I love Prado.
So.
Oh my gosh. I think they've been almost in business almost 15 years now.
Yes. I love.
And so if anyone not in Orlando, you're coming to Orlando, if you look up the New York Times article, and we'll put a link to it, 36 hours in Orlando, it will reference a bunch of places on Park Avenue. I think they reference Prado in that article.
Yes.
And if they don't, you should go
Order
anyways.
the spaghettini. It's my favorite.
The spaghettini. They just did a revamp of of Prado too, and yes, the spaghettini is remaining.
And if you haven't been to the Chapman, I mean, I could go on and on. I feel like this is
The
not
Chapman,
rapid fire.
yes, the Chapman is great too. We just did that for Easter. Okay, who inspires you personally or in leadership?
Okay.
And it could be someone like online, like Mel Robbins or something like that. But or like who do you think of when I ask that question?
So I love like a Sarah Blakely.
Yeah.
Because, and I think that's a weird answer for me, but I do love that she shows her realness. Like,
yes.
She shows her children. She shows her husband. She shows like that sometimes work is in your car. Like sometimes work is and I do love that she can run companies and be a mom, and there's probably so many. But
she's actually on my wish list for my podcast.
Oh, is
like,
she? Okay, well,
I got a big audacious, like, you know, you have to always have these big, like, things.
Sure.
So
you could get there.
I could get there. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to be your first, Sarah.
Yeah. And second, you've been on the show twice. But no, I think what I love about Sarah Blakely, and it's so like refreshing, is things are not perfect. I mean, there's some of these people on Instagram and they're like in the kitchen, like with like a apron on, and they're like stirring the cookies with their eyes closed.
I
and
feel like
beautiful
I've seen
music.
what you're talking about.
Yes, this girl. I know, it drives me crazy. I don't know why the algo keeps giving it to me.
Because you keep watching.
I know. But I'm just like, and then the kids are sitting there like perfect, like waiting for the homemade Cheez-Its, and like, I'm just like, no.
The homemade Cheez-Its, yes. That I do. So that's definitely one of them.
It's like the 80-20 rule. Like, you want to do as best as you can for your kids, but like sometimes my kids like are having Cheez-Its that have food dye and all kinds of crap in it that shouldn't be in there. But
no, I'm trying my best, but Joey is.
All right. So here's my classic question. Someone gave you $1 million and said you can't invest it in real estate. What would you do with it?
Invest it in the market.
There you go.
Invest it. I'd get. And
you just walk over to your brother's offices.
I would. I'd be like, Will, what do I do with this? That's what I do now. I'm just.
What do we do?
Will does our plan.
Yep.
And then Dex, I tell him to pick investments. I'm like, Dex, handle this money. But also give back. I'd give back for sure. Yeah. You can take a little bit, give it back, and, you know, I'm a big believer in tithing, so I'd probably tithe.
I'm a believer in giving. Yeah, we actually just switched churches this year, and it's been great. Like, close to us, and nice. So we just made our commitment. And I think if faith's important to you and you're called to do that, and everybody has their own beliefs, but yeah, I made a commitment for next year, and then I think that it always just falls into order if you put that first.
Yes, so. And you know, Jason, interesting enough, was raised Jewish. I am Christian. And I was raised Catholic, but when we moved to Florida, we didn't find a Catholic church at first when I was 12. So we were a little bit all over the place. So we actually, as a family, sometimes go to Grace. Well, we go to Grace on weekends in Maitland, which is kind of close to my house.
Yes.
I think it's discovergrace.com. But we absolutely love Mike, the pastor there.
Yes.
He's phenomenal. And my parents have been elders there prior. They serve there. So we go as a family often. But when I had my young family, we joined St. Margaret Mary in Winter Park. And my kids have been raised Catholic. So we're a little bit all over the place. But we tithe everywhere. Tithe all the places.
I think, it's all about love and treating people well and, doing all the good things. And it all comes back. So it's been awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show again. Over 100 episodes later. I went from audio only. She was on an audio only episode. Then I went to video and then better video. And now when I have friends that are in town, they can come by. So it's been good. So
I wanted to say that I'm so proud of you and how far you've come, not only in business, but with your family and giving back. And I honestly love your energy for life and how positive you are. It's hard in our, first of all, in our careers, but also in the community when there are naysayers or people that are hard to work with or people who are negative, to keep that positivity, and you do. And I know that's really important to me because I love working with positive people. So thank you for doing that, and thank you for being a light.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. And I think that's been a big part of my switch too, is I have to give a shout out to my managing principal over at Cushman, Wanda Riley. She's been wonderful. It's I love leading my company, but now to have someone also that can motivate me when I'm going through a tough time, on a deal or something like that, or have other people to collaborate with. And it helps you to keep it positive. And the more positive I am, the better I am for my clients, the better I am for my kids. And it's great. Yeah. So, well, I want to thank everyone to listening for another episode of the Performance Mindset Show. If today's conversation gave you something to think about, be sure to follow the show and share it with someone who's ready to grow. You can find more insights, resources, and details about my book, From Perfect to Real, at amycalandrina.com. Until next time, keep investing in yourself, your business, and your mindset.